Levi Trumbull reporting from Boonesboro, Maryland. We are here today with Sean Porter to discuss the breaking rumors that Dan's Taphouse and Restaurant could, at this very moment, potentially be for sale. And while we cannot definitively confirm those rumors at this time, we are going to analyze some of the publicly available information that has led many in this community to come to that opinion. Before we talk about some of the rumors that we both are familiar with at this point, let's first take a step back. You protested Dan's Restaurant and Taphouse about a couple months ago. What was your motivations for that?
Well, I got pissed off because I saw a circuit court judge that I knew to be a good man getting kicked out and trespassed from a bar for doing nothing wrong other than being old and white. And I got familiar with the lawsuit, and I was extremely furious with the details contained therein.
So Melvin Hall was originally supposed to be with us this morning, but he wasn't able to make it. I know that you're familiar with Melvin's circumstances. What do you think about his individual case and what he alleges he went through?
I mean, he suffered racism at the hands of these racist people over at Dan's Taphouse in another way, and it was even worse than what the judge suffered. This guy was injured, this Melvin Hall fella. He was injured. He lost his source of income. He was run out of his job. I mean, it was pretty bad. So, yeah, it's not a good situation over here.
So why did you personally want to interject yourself in the middle of this Dan's Restaurant and Taphouse situation?
Well, I took it personally, and the only time I've actually gone to Dan's Restaurant and Taphouse, I had a horrible experience. And honestly, I don't believe anyone should suffer at the hands of woke leftist racism in America. So I wanted to put an end to it. I wanted to do my part to help the community.
And so you said that you have had your own particular grievances with Dan's Taphouse. How so?
Well, after doing the protest and airing the videos, Dan's Taphouse hired Len Foxwell. He is basically a hitman, a political hitman and strategist, a PR guy, who actually went out and created posts attacking me with this guy, Barry O'Connell, I believe his name is. The information will be in the description of the video, of course, for everyone to know. Long story short, they attacked my credibility. They tried to make it seem like I was a normal person and that I could be ordered around by the individual, the plaintiff in this case, that was suing Dan's Taphouse. And they made the claim that was completely false, of course, that I was working for the individual that was suing them, which I don't take orders from anybody. I'm the most indignant person there is.
So with that being said, I want to now turn a little bit, and I want to talk about this rumor that Dan's Taphouse is allegedly for sale. Now, at this point, I can't independently with certainty confirm that, but I do have sources close to me that are telling me that that is the case. I first want to start with this advertisement, and I'm just going to read it out loud just for the record. So we have this advertisement that's on bizbuysell.com that says, "Successful restaurant for sale in Washington County. This freestanding restaurant is well located with access to major highways. It includes a long list of equipment that is included in the sale. There is currently a lease in place with multiple options for extensions. The last 3 years show well over 1.3 million in gross sales, with 2021 reaching almost 2 million in gross sales. Since the business is currently operating, the name and location are going to remain confidential." So my question to you is, does that sound like Dan's Taphouse?
It sounds exactly like Dan's Taphouse, except for one problem. It said successful business, and I know for a fact that nobody's going to Dan's Taphouse, so their sales are dropping off like a rock. After we did this protest, basically everyone in the area stopped going there. And I told everybody that I knew, make sure you tell 3 people not to go to Dan's Taphouse. So that just keeps multiplying. So basically it was a community effort to make sure we stop the racism here in Boonesboro, Maryland, perpetrated by these woke terrorists at Dan's Taphouse.
One of the things that strikes me about the ad is that in order to have information divulged by the realtor, you have to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Isn't that sort of strange? You would think if you were selling a business, name and branding and all that other stuff would perhaps come in handy, but not for this advertisement.
I think it's because it's so newsworthy that Dan's Taphouse is going out of business, and thus they're selling it. They don't want to feed into to any of that publicity and further further degrade the value of the business. If anyone knew it was Dan's Tap House for sale, nobody would buy it because nobody is going to come to this business no matter what.
So with what percentage of certainty can you say that Dan's Restaurant and Tap House is for sale? And what leads you to believe that specifically, of course, without divulging any confidential sources?
Well, in my opinion, I am 110% certain that Dan's Tap House is for sale and that it is far overpriced and that it's based on a multiple of its earnings, but the earnings aren't accurate and the price isn't accurate because they're basing it on earnings prior to the protest and the nationwide news coverage on Fox News and the Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph and all those different sites that reported on Dan's Tap House.
So if Dan's Tap House is ultimately sold off and goes out of business, this, that, and the third, what do you think that does in terms of the Boonesboro community?
Well, I think anybody that would consider buying Dan's Tap House is insane. This place is going to go out of business within 90 days. I think that the community will be fine because something better will come along in its spot. I'm confident of that. But it will not use the name Dan's Tap House. The name Dan's Tap House is basically radioactive at this point.
If Dan's Restaurant goes out of business, do you think this was necessary? Do you think that perhaps we could have seen another solution rather than all these legal battles, all this protesting? Is this what had to happen?
I think this is the natural, organic conclusion of calling all of your customers racist and attacking the community you operate in. I don't think there is any other way this could have ended. They refused to apologize for what they did. They refused to invite back in the circuit court judge and the other fellow that were thrown out and trespassed from the bar for no reason other than being old and white. This is just what happens to you, like with a lot of other brands. You know, you go woke, you go broke. It happens every day. It's on the TV now. I'm not going to talk about it, but essentially anytime you act like this in a community and you call everybody a bunch of racists and stuff, everybody turns on you. They're just hateful people, and there's no room for hate in Boonesboro, Maryland.
Okay, Sean, thank you as always.
Nice to see you.
Appreciate it.